Hey, it's Don here again, and today we are going to cover how to prepare for a GORUCK Basic event. In the video, I'll give an idea of how long the event will be, how many miles you can expect, the atmosphere, physically what you can expect, and most importantly, how to prepare for it. But it's a great event. It's a lot of fun. Once it starts, it'll be over before you know it. It's the perfect event to get your foot in the door. If a 10 to 12 hour long tough sounds too intimidating, the 4 to 6 hour, sometimes 8 hours, depending on how it goes. GORUCK Basic is a very fun event. It has a 100% success rate for the most part because almost anybody can do it, and it's the easiest one to train for. So I'm excited to share all the info. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'd be glad to answer them. And I'm very excited to go into this. So let's go. All right, so if you're watching this and made it this far, obviously it's because you've heard of GORUCK and you're thinking, you know what, I want to do one of these events. The basic is the best one to start with. So let's dive in how to prepare for it. You'll just need a rucksack. Doesn't have to be GORUCK brand. I recommend GORUCK because they're the most durable and they're the easiest to store a plate securely. But you can use whatever bag you want. It's only so many hours, so I wouldn't worry about it. But just pick one that is something you can train with, so you get comfortable with it, know how it feels. Something that's going to last, because if it breaks during the event, that could make or break the event for you, literally, because if a strap tears off and you have to one strap that thing the whole time, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be an enjoyable experience. So I'd say just invest in a good rucksack, because you're going to want to do more events after it because it's so much fun. So, and then there's a bunch of other gear you'll need, but to start, for training purposes, you just need a ruck and some weight that you could throw in it. Whatever the weight is, doesn't matter. But come event time, I would prefer to use a plate or something pretty stable you can secure in the ruck. Because if you're doing bear crawls or anything, or burpees or jumping jacks, you don't want that plate bouncing up and hitting you in the head or bouncing around. You want it secure. So I'd get that squared away first. I'll have another video on what to pack for a GORUCK Basic. This one's just purely training and how to get ready. So if you have somewhat of an athletic background, or you work out regularly, what's worked for me is just conventional weight training throughout the week, and then rucking as my cardio. I do running more so because it's harder for me personally, so I think it makes me better. But if you hate running, just ruck, because that's what the event is. It's rucking. It's not a running event. So get out there, get familiar with your ruck and how it feels. While we're on the rucking, I wouldn't go crazy on the mileage. I mean, if the whole event's 10 miles, you don't need to do a 10-mile ruck to get ready for it. You could get ready by just rucking, a 5K once or twice a week, 3 miles here or there. The nice thing about rucking is you can do it with your kids, with your family. You say, hey, let's go for a walk. You throw your weighted ruck on, you're with the family. You can do it without taking time away from what's important, because a lot of us don't have a lot of time to train. So, maybe an hour or so a day here and there. So it's easy to maximize your training because you can ruck at a slow pace and still do things with your family while doing it. And it's free. You just throw the weight in and you can just go down the road. And so what I did was I would just do, let's say on Monday I'd do a mile. Then maybe, depending on how you feel, if you're new to it, just do a mile or do a half mile, just ease into it. Then maybe rest a day, then the next day, see if you can go, double that distance or 50% more of that distance. And then, see how you feel, and then rest. And then, this is if you have no running or rucking experience, if you're going couch to event. So to ease into it slowly, because the worst thing you can do, which I've done it, is you go too hard and then you get hurt, and then you either can't do the event or you have to do the event hurt, and that's no fun. So just ease into it, with the goal of, all right, by the end of this, I want to be able to ruck like 5 miles straight without stopping with 30 pounds, because you won't ultimately want to build up to where you can at least carry the event weight load out. So let's say 40 pounds, because you're going to have water and snacks and stuff. So let's say before a week out from the event, you want to be able to do 5 miles with 40 pounds and feel fine afterwards, not hurting. That's the goal. I think it's an easy baseline to reach, even given if you have a 2-month time frame to prepare. I think it's doable for most people. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I feel like it's definitely an attainable task, and you want to train because you want this event to be fun. You can go into it without training and it might not be as fun, but it's a team-based event. Everyone wants everyone to finish. Nobody wants you to quit. So it's the perfect event to do. So I would get miles in with the idea of being able to do 5 miles near the end of your training cycle, getting ready with 40 pounds. And then as far as strength, I like lifting weights. Some people like body weight, but either way, the rucksack weighs 40 pounds, let's say. You just train with your ruck if that's all you have. Or if you're new to it and you don't have a gym membership or a gym nearby, train with your ruck. You could look up plenty of movements. Think of, if you look up any even workout routine with weights, you could find a way with the GORUCK Rucker to make those movements that would be with a barbell or a kettlebell work with your ruck, because there's handles on the top and bottom and the sides. So I can't cover all the movements because there's just so many. So I would just say focus on what you think is your weak points. Like you need a good push strength, to be able to do push-ups. You want some upper body strength to do overhead presses. And if you're hurting and tired and you can't do the full reps because it's late in the event, just give it your best. They're not gonna give you trouble or a hard time if you're trying. So, because they want it to be a fun event, and they want you to come back and get something out of it, push yourself and feel proud about yourself. So I'd say, you can look up any kind of workout routine. Ruck.beer has some on his website, how to train for one. Heavy drop training is probably the best program, or is the best program, because I've used it. That program is typically around 6 weeks long. There's an upper, a core, and a lower workout in it. And then there's an AMRAP of some sort. There's a quarter mile of death, which is somewhat newer over the last so many months. And then there's a timed ruck or a run each week. And if you go through a full 6-week cycle, you can scale it whatever weight you choose. And Brian's really good at helping you if you don't understand a movement or need to modify it for whatever reason. If you have like a nagging knee injury or something, or a shoulder injury, he can help you get ready to maximize your training for the event. And the cadre will ask too if you have any injuries they need to know about, so they can modify. Like if you have a bad shoulder and they're having you do a lot of overhead presses, they might make you do lunges or squats or go down in a plank for however many seconds. They'll do something to challenge you but not make you quit because you might be physically limited at that time. So heavy drop training would definitely get you ready for a basic. I feel like heavy drop training can get you ready for a tough within 6 weeks. Because I've seen it. I've seen people do it. When I did my first HTL, I was lifting weights and running beforehand, but then I did one round of heavy drop training right before the event. I went on to do my first HTL. So I definitely recommend heavy drop training. I'll have a link down below. on how to get there, because it's the best training program to get ready for multitude of events or just to be in good shape. There's plenty of different options. There's ruck only, there's body weight, there's ruck and sandbag. Many options on how to get ready, and they will all work, and they all are very good, and he's very easy to get a hold of if you have any questions. So I would recommend heavy drop training #1, and it's fairly affordable. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up. I hope you got a lot of good info out of this video. Like I said, I couldn't go into crazy specifics because everyone's different, but if you get on, just Google, some weight training plans, Google ruck training plans, and you're going to find some more in-depth, stuff broken down that's a little more organized. I liked lifting weights, and I did rucking as my cardio, and I'd throw in some push-ups and sit-ups, throughout the week as well, and then I was ready to go. Here's my patches. This is from my first light, and then here's a basic patch from New York City. So I've done another light as well, but those are just the 2 patches to show that there was a light. It was called the light once before, now it's called the basic. But I hope the video was helpful. Reach out if any questions. You have any questions on how to get a hold of Brian, or any other specifics I might not have covered, because I tried to keep the video somewhat short. So hit the like and subscribe, and then hopefully you'll be notified when I do one on how to get ready for a GORUCK Tough, and then so on. There's a lot of events out there. I plan on covering how to prepare for any of the ones that I've done. So just keep your eyes peeled and look for more content, and thanks for watching.